Hello everyone. In this video we are going to create a React component. Jump to the source folder, right click here and click on new file. Let's name this file as home.tsx. So the extension for TypeScript file is either ts or tsx. ts for plain TypeScript file and tsx for React component. If not using TypeScript, then you need to use JS or JSX. JS for plain JavaScript and JSX for React component. We can create component in two ways. First is class based component and second is function based component. These days function based components are getting popularity because of its simplicity and readability, performance, hooks. We are going to learn hooks in details. Then functional programming. With functional programming, you can write pure functions that take inputs and return predictable outputs, which can make your component easier to test. Then React ecosystem support. The React ecosystem support has shifted towards supporting functional based components. Many popular libraries and tools such as React Router, Redux, and React Testing Library have embraced function component and hooks. This means you can take advantages of latest features and improvements in the React ecosystem by using function components. Most of the new projects are using functional based components and only legacy React applications are using class components. In this series, we are going to use functional based components. Let's write a functional component. Function home component, and this is the function in JavaScript. So how I name this component? It's a Pascal case. For components name, we have to follow this naming convention to capitalize the first letter of word. Let me remove the component from the component name. Now we have to write how our UI should look like from this component. So let's consider wherever we use this component, we need to show h1 element with hello world. So here we can return h1 tag with hello world and save it. We already have installed the prettier, which is why on saving the file, it is getting formatted. This syntax will make you a bit confused as I have written HTML inside JavaScript function. This syntax here is called JSX, and JSX means JavaScript XML. With JSX, we can write HTML like tags and elements, including attributes directly in JavaScript code. So browser don't understand the JSX, it only understands JavaScript. So how does it works on browser? Under the hood, JSX code is transformed into JavaScript using a transpiler like Babel before it can be understood and executed by JavaScript engine. Head over to babel.js.ripple. In this side, we can write the JSX code. Let's write h1 and close this h1 tag and write here hello world. And in left side, the JSX is getting converted into JavaScript by Babel. So here you can see it have imported the JSX from React JSX runtime, and this is how it is getting used. You can play around it. You can change the runtime also from automatic to classic. So this is how it looks like. Now we need to export this component as a default module. Let's write export default home and save it. Now jump over to app.tsx file and remove all this. We will write this component from scratch. Function app and return here a div. From this component, we need to use the home component. To use that, we need to import home component first. Import home from this one, home. And to use it inside a div, we need to write like a tag, home. And we have to close this one. Otherwise, it will throw exception. We can self close the component also like this. And we need to export this component as well. Export default app. Okay, let's save it Let me tell you one more thing here. Jump to the main component. Here I have declared as default export. That's why we have to import like this. But if I export it without default, let me write that. Let's comment this and write here export. It will show a error because we need to wrap it's inside the curly braces. This way of exporting is called as a named export, and we can have multiple named export in a single component, but only a single default export. Let's revert this one and uncomment this one. Okay, here also I need to remove this from the curly braces, and let me save home.tsx and app.tsx. Here in terminal, our application is still running. Here HMR means hot module replacement. So white in background monitor our files for changes. If found any changes, it automatically builds, convert it to JavaScript and renders on browser. Let's jump on the browser. We have hello world. This is very simple component. In real world, it can have behavior like button and other interactive elements. So on clicking the button, we can change the data. The great thing about JSX is we can easily create dynamic content. Here I declare a variable name and assign a value as Sagar, and I can use this variable in HTML tag. So we can use curly braces to use the expression. Expression can be anything like a variable or a function like get name, which can return the expression which returns a value name. Let's save it and check. Here the name Sagar is shown as a hello world. We can even add the conditions at this place, like if we have name, return hello Sagar, otherwise return hello world. Hello world. Okay, let's save it. It will show hello Sagar, but if I make it empty, it should show hello world. Using this syntax, we can easily describe our user interface.